Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I want to share with you a palette that is brand new, and it's something that I wanted to pick up as soon as I saw it, just because the colours in this one are a little bit more different. I know that I shared with you a palette from Morphe a couple of days ago. Again, that is of the more expensive palettes, and I really liked it, but I thought that the colours in it were a little bit, they were warm and they were a little bit the same as other palettes that I've recently shared with you and that recently Morphe has released. So when I saw this palette, I thought, wow, I'm going to have to pick that up, even though it's a little bit more expensive, and of course share it with you as well. So on my Instagram, I asked you to share a hashtag in the comments if you would like to see this. So I received a number of hashtags and I thought I would share a look with you today. Now, the palette that I'm talking about is the Violet Voss Pro Eyeshadow Palette in hashtag, or the palette is called hashtag. I really love the colour combination on this palette. It's very vibrant pink. I mean, I absolutely love pink. So it's just a glossy packaging with a big hashtag on the back. And as always, the Violet Voss palettes, they always come in this cardboard packaging once you obviously slide out the palette from within that larger box, and then inside the palette looks like this. So the design on the outer box is also carried through onto the packaging of the palette, except that this is matte. So you can see that it still says Violet Voss Pro eyeshadows and then hashtag here. On the back it's pretty plain. I think on the box it will have all of the ingredients. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's actually on the box itself. So yeah, I'm really excited about this palette. It looks like it's got some different shades in it, and I really like Violet Voss eyeshadows. In a video that I shared with you yesterday, I was wearing an eyeshadow from Violet Voss, and really had a lot of feedback and comments, and you know, a lot of you asking if I could, you know, do that look again, and I will certainly do that for you. So getting back to this palette, when you open it up, and it's obviously, let me just tell you that it's a cardboard palette. It's not plastic, it is card, and that's how, I mean, all the Violet Voss palettes that I've got 3 of these already, and they're all the same apart from obviously the design on the front. So it's quite well, it's a thicker palette than the Morphe one that I shared with you a couple of days. And then when you open it up, you've got this huge mirror. I won't open it up properly, you can see that. So it's got a mirror there, and let me just cover up that mirror now. Then when you look into the actual palette, you have got a plastic sheet there. And let me just remove that. It's actually got Violet Voss on it again. And then these are the stunning shades. Now, you do still have warmer shades in here, which I love. I much prefer the warmer shades to cool tones, even though I think that the cool shades do work well on my eye or with my colouring. But I just prefer warmer shades. But what I really liked in this palette is that you've got yellows here, which I absolutely love, and you've got this row here, which is amazing. It's got all of those vibrant purples, some more red tone purples, but I just love it. And I think, was it Jelly? Not So Jelly was the shade that I was wearing on my lid in my recent look from Violet Voss, and I really loved that shade. So I know that with the Violet Voss shades, they really do, you know, they surprise you basically. You think that you're going to get one colour and actually it's something else. Now, I'm not going to swatch all of these shades. I'm going to pick out a few that I want to swatch for you, and then obviously I'll go into sharing a look with you. But But yeah, I'll also just tell you about the purchase details. So I picked this up from beautybay.com. Now this palette is £40, and I know that's a little bit more expensive, but I don't buy a lot of the more expensive palettes. You know, I do keep to very affordable makeup, and then once in a while a palette that's a little bit more expensive will become available and be released, and yeah, I just had to get this. So yeah, I'll have all the links down below for you, and it was also free delivery. In fact, it was free next day delivery. Now I ordered this in the evening, and it was round about, I would say 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the evening, when I first saw this. First thought, I'm going to have that. And in fact, it was delivered then the next day. So when they say next day delivery, they really mean next day delivery. So as long as you order before 9 o'clock in the evening, you will get it next day. If that's obviously what the delivery service is. So I was so impressed by that. Again, I was impressed by Morphe. Theirs was, and I didn't pay anything for delivery. It was free, because on Morphe, the website, if you pay or your order is £30 and above, you receive free delivery, usually within 1 to 2 days. And of course mine was next day delivery, and so was this. So I'm so impressed with the delivery service, because I think at the end of the day we spend our hard-earned money with these brands, and it's really nice to see that they are, you know, doing us a favour, I suppose, and, you know, getting these products to us as quickly as possible, because, you know, I want this product. I want to not only try it myself, I want to share it with you. So without further ado, let's do a couple of swatches. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll do 3 mattes, 3 shimmers to give you a feel of the palette. I don't think there's any point in me swatching all of them, because some of them are, you know, the top row, they're all mattes and they're, you know, just regular eyeshadows, but some that really strike a chord with me and that I really can't wait to use, I'm going to share with you. So I'll go with 3 shimmers and 3 mattes, like I said, or should I? Yeah, I will. The first shade is right in the middle, the second row, and it's called No Filter. And the shadow feels really, really lovely. Wow. Looks beautiful. So that's No Filter. It's one of those shades, it looks gold, but then in other lights it looks like copper. It's very, very beautiful. It's got also, I feel, a little bit of a green tint to it, which makes it really, really different. I'm just going to get a wipe again, because what I don't want to do is mix these up, because I'm going to go in now with a lighter shade, and this one is called FOMO, and wow, it looks, yeah, this was one of the reasons why I thought I'm going to have to get this palette, because it just looks such a stunning colour. So that's FOMO there. Beautiful, like a rosy golden pink colour. Beautiful. And then the last shimmer that I'm going to share with you is called Relevant, and it's on the bottom row, and it looks like a beautiful, again, it looks like it's going to be a duochrome, and it is. It's stunning. Wow. I'm just going to, I swatched my finger in that first shade way too many times. Right, so this one is Relevant, and again, it is very, well, it's different. So it's more like it's a duochrome, but it's purple and then sort of a peachy colour, peachy pink. Absolutely stunning. Love that. Now I'm going to go into some shades that are not quite so shimmery. The first shade I'm going to share with you is called Sunset, and again it's the first shade on the bottom row. Now this is not right out there shimmery, but it's more like a satin, I would say. So there's Sunset. So it's not completely matte, but it's not overtly shimmery as well. Absolutely stunning. Then I'm going to share with you, have we got another one of those? Let me just see. No, I'm going to share with you Goals now, which is a complete matte shade. So there's Goals. So I think you can get a good idea of you know, from swatches. I always say, because I think there's been a lot of, you know, people on YouTube saying that you can't really tell a good eyeshadow from swatches. So obviously you have to test it on your eye, and I do agree with that to a point. But because I've been swatching eyeshadows now for so long, I can get quite a good idea of how an eyeshadow is going to perform, only because when you're in a store, you know, you swatch them on your arm, don't you? You don't carry an eyeshadow brush in your pocket and test it on your eye. So I have become quite adept to, I suppose, or adept at seeing how well an eyeshadow performs. And not only that, I really do think that after testing out the other three palettes that I'm going to really love this one. So I'm going to try another one for you. Now there's not too many mattes in here, but I really want to try also TBT, which is that on that bottom row again, but it's right in the middle. And again, it's another purple shade. So that's TBT. So there are all the shades that I've swatched. I went well overboard with that because I forgot how pigmented they were, and I really swirled my finger in. You can tell that by the swatch that I've done. But I think, and I think you'll agree, that the shadows within this palette are a little bit different, and that's what I want to bring you, especially with the more expensive palettes. You know, when you pay, you know, over, I don't know, £25 for example, you want a palette that is a little bit different, and I think that although yes, this is expensive, £40, it's definitely something that I won't do every single week or every single month. But I really love the Violet Voss eyeshadow palettes that I have, and so I really wanted to try this out. And isn't it nice that these brands, they bring out all of these palettes, but they do, like Violet Voss, she does tend to come out with, you know, different palettes, and they're luckily palettes that I really like the look of. So we're going to try a look now, and of course I'm going to be starting off with this one. When I did the eye look with the Morphe palette, I tried out the Morphe brushes, the crystal brushes. They were a limited edition at Christmas, or released just before Christmas. Unfortunately, from what I can see from the website, you cannot get them any longer, and it was a mistake because I can rely on this to help me create a reasonable eye look, and I was totally out of my comfort zone testing out a new brush as well as a new palette. So I'm going to keep with my old faithful, and it's £1 from Primark, and I think I'm going to start off with, and I want to do something purple-ish. I think I'm going to have to, aren't I, you know, with this palette. So I think I'm going to start off with Savage to start with, or should I go for Sauce? No, I think I'm going to go for Sauce, which is, you know, a regular brown. I thought I was going to start off with Savage, which is like an orange matte, but I'm going in with Sauce, which is a regular brown colour. You can see that from on there, because I want it to match the purple. So we'll see how we get on. So as always, and I'm just going to pop the tip of that brush in the crease and then just blend that in. So even though it actually looked quite a neutral brown, it has got some warmth to it. So, and I just want a neutral base really. Perfect. A little bit more. And a little bit more this side. Perfect. So it always takes me a little bit to just lay down that base. So now I want to deepen that up a little bit. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go in with the shade TBT, so it was that one there. See how I get on with that. I'm a little bit worried. I haven't done one of these purple looks for a while, so it's definitely not going to match what I'm wearing, but I think I'm going to have to go with that purple look, definitely. So I'm going in with TBT. Now I'm going to keep it into the quite tight into the crease to start with. Then just blend that up. A little bit more. Now if you've got eyes like mine, so that when you open your eyes you can't see too, you know, it's a little bit hooded, not all the way, then I have to make sure that I take this colour up and blend it very well into that first colour. Now I'm really pleased actually, because although yes it has given me the colour, it's not as bright as I thought it was going to be. Let me just blend that out a little bit more. That's better. It was a little bit harsh there on the first shade Source. So again I'm going to add TBT. Try it this. Now I always find it quite difficult to do a first look with a first palette, as I explained the other day, because I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to achieve apart from showing you, you know, a look with these palettes. Very, very pretty. I'm just going to see if I can deepen up that crease this side, because that looks really good. And we want something brighter, don't we? We're going into spring soon, I hope. And I say this every year, once I get Christmas over with, I always like winter over and done with, and I want to get into spring and then summer. I'm just going to take that out a little bit more here. I'm just going to, while I think about it, I'm going to start off with Source, and I'm just going to run that underneath the eye. and it's mixed in a little bit with that TBT. That is stunning. Love that. Beautiful. Now what I want to do is deepen it up a little bit more, I think. Yeah. I'm going to go in with GOAT. Just keep my sleeve rolled up. And I'm going to deepen this outer corner. I tend to find that if you've got a bright colour, you always need to deepen up the outer corner because it just works to balance the eye or the eye look. Which that has done. If you're interested in the lipstick that I'm wearing, it is a lipstick that I featured in my yearly 2017 favourites, and it is the Makeup Revolution Renaissance lipstick in Greatest. And I absolutely love this lipstick still. It is just one of those lipsticks that I can put on, even though I'm wearing red, you know, red shirt. It just doesn't look out of place. It is just one of those colours that you can wear with everything, and it also is a beautiful formula on the lips. I will wear this lipstick all day. I will eat with this lipstick. I will obviously drink with the lipstick, and whoops, how on earth did I get that there? And I will, and the lipstick will stay until I remove it tonight, and they're only £4. Amazing. So again, I'm going to try and recreate the same look, which I always find really difficult. On the other eye. Lovely. Get my words out in a minute. So far, so good. I always have a little bit more trouble with this eye just because this one is a little bit more hooded than this side, so it takes me a little bit longer to sort out. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit more love it. I'm just going to get a clean brush and just blend this one out here. So far, I really love the colour combos. So rather than being, you know, that red eye, I'm going for the purple eye, and I really, really want to use that shade Relevant. So that's worked really well. So now I want to use that shade Relevant, which was this one here. So it was that Duochrome shade that had, it's very unusual because it looks pinky, purpley. Not quite, I can't put my finger on it, but anyway, it's that one there. And I'm going to apply it on the lids. Oh, that is stunning. So unusual. When the light catches it, it has that purple. Oh, gorgeous. I really love that when I blink, shut my eyes, gives that just flash of purple, which is exactly what I wanted. And this is what I was saying about the Violet Voss eyeshadows. You know, there's always something a little bit unexpected. Just going in with a little bit more GO80. Stunning. Now I want, let's have a look. What do I want to do? I'm going in with, do I want Relevant again? I think I'm going to take Relevant into the corner. The brush I'm using for this is one of the Nude collection 2017, the Christmas collection, and it's the very, very small brush, just because my other ones from Primark are all in the wash. So I'm just making sure that the inner corner I love that so much. I'm going to actually just get Relevant on this brush, and I'm just going to see if I can, don't know if I've got the right brush for this. You probably won't be able to see that, but I can see that when the light's hitting it, it's so pretty, that colour Relevant. Love it. The eye look has definitely gone in a totally different direction to what I thought it would, which is always the way when you're testing out a new eyeshadow palette. I hope you can see it. You probably won't be able to see too much of the liner. But that colour, wow. I'm going to put some more on even with the brush. Oh, I love that so, so much. Absolutely beautiful. Let me just clean my finger. Something a little bit different. It's something a little bit, I think, you know, we are so used to seeing these warm-toned eyeshadow looks, but it certainly is nice seeing something a little bit different. So I hope you can see that. As always, I will put a close-up picture of my eye look onto Instagram for you. So yeah, that was the Violet Voss new eyeshadow palette called Hashtag. I'll just share with you the inside of the palette again. So these, and I'll just go through the shades that I actually used. So I started off with Sauce. Then I deepened the crease up with the TBT, and then I use the shade GOAT, and then I use this beautiful shade Relevant there. So those are the shades that I have used. I absolutely love, I think my sleeve has gone into that a little bit. I love that shade. I'd really like to do another look with that as well, actually. But I hope that's given you something a little bit different, and helped if you are thinking, you know, should I go for that palette or not? I know that it's a little bit, well, it is more expensive, there's no doubt about that, at £40. But I really wanted to share it with you because I really do love Violet Voss eyeshadow palettes. I really have tested them out. Obviously I wore a look the other day that caught some people's attention, and again I think this would definitely catch people's attention. I just love that purple shade. Every time you blink you've got that flash of purple, and with my eye colouring as well, purple really does, because my eye colours is predominantly brown, but it's got a hint of green to it, and I find that with purple eyeshadow in particular it really brings out that green tone in my eye. So or eyes, I've got two of them. So I hope you found that helpful. Obviously all details will be down below for you, what I'm wearing on my face, the rest of the makeup, and also the link for that palette as well. So yeah, until next time. Oh, and just before I go, of course, if you are brand new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribed, and of course if you are a returning viewer, of course I want to thank you for returning to my channel. But until next time, and of course also I'm trying to finish too early, sorry. I would also welcome all of your comments. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.